the obsession that people have with beautiful women and pretty women losing in life, it's something that needs to be studied. Your failures will be highlighted. Your shortcomings will be highlighted. Your sadness will be exploited. Your secrets will be advertised because people want a beautiful woman to fail. They're always looking for a shortcoming or a failure from you. Melina, the movie Melina is very touching because it's an exact example of what beautiful women go through. That right there. A lot of people think beautiful women have this glamorous life, and no. That movie is a perfect example of what beautiful women go through. That's exactly what it feels like. You feel like you're all by yourself. You feel very alone, and people treat you badly. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get treated badly. Even if you're a good person, people are not going to even wait to see the type of person you are. They're automatically going to start treating you terribly just because of the way that you look. That is the reality. And beautiful women can't really trust anyone. You can't really build strong bonds with anyone. It's actually very scary. Beautiful women, you can't really put your guard down. You always have to put in your mind that maybe there's more to this. Maybe there's more to this. It's almost like you get into the state of an unhealthy paranoia because you know that people are always looking to create a ditch for you to fall in, right? So beautiful women have to understand how hard you will have to work because people want you to fail and people want to discredit you. So because of that, you will have to work a lot harder than the average person. We'll talk about that in the Self-Mastery Masterclass on Sunday, where we're not talking about beautiful women in particular, but we're talking about the fact that you got to have your ducks in a row. You got to get your ducks in a row in order for your manifestations to come, because a lot of people are relying on you to sit back and watch the show unravel and not actually get in the game and make things work for you, to keep your manifestations held up by a padlock, which is what a lot of people are doing to you guys. You just don't know. You just don't see it. We'll talk about it in the class, but it is a reality that many beautiful women have to face, is that people don't like you because of the way that you look. And sometimes even the people that are in proximity to you, they just want the proximity of being near you because you're attractive, but deep down inside, they don't like you. They desire for the pretty girl to lose. They desire for the pretty girl to fail. They are hyper fixated on you losing because they feel like because you're beautiful, you've already won in life. They feel like you have all the marbles. So it's in a way people become stingy with everything else. Like, you already have beauty, you have that. But we want the opportunities. We want the promotions. We want the good reputations. All of that is for us because you already have beauty. So people will go out of their way to ensure that the pretty girl and the beautiful girl fails. They will go out of their way to make sure that you lose, that your business crashes, that you lose opportunities and promotions, because the pretty girl has to lose in order for everyone's egos to be preserved. This is kind of like the movie Melina, where, you notice that she's walking through that crowd and she's not really looking at anyone and she's staying away from people. But yet, as she's walking through the crowd, people are making faces, women are making faces, men are making sexual faces. I mean, the goal is people are so obsessed with beauty. People are so obsessed with the exterior that they subconsciously believe that you, as a beautiful woman, you don't deserve anything more than your beauty. That's all you're going to get. And because they believe that, they will go out of their way to sabotage anything that they can to keep you stagnant. That's why when I meet pretty women and I meet beautiful women, I say the worst thing you can do in your life is be lazy. The worst thing you can do in your life is be out hustled. The worst thing that you can do in your life as a beautiful woman is be complacent, because they are going to go at you 10 times harder than they're going to go after the person that's not that attractive. They're going to go after you worse because they feel like They just get a satisfaction out of manipulating something for you. Beautiful women, trust no one. Trust no one. So the pretty girl has to fail, right? We all know this. The pretty girl must fail. That is the desire for the collective, for the pretty girl to fail. Now, this is something that is very, very, very sadistic. This is something that should be studied, because the mental gymnastics and hell that attractive women will have to go through in this lifetime will start to make you not even recognize your beauty because of how much you have to go through as a person. You will feel drained almost every single day because you have to work 10 times harder. People think that the pretty girl doesn't have to work hard. Actually, she has to work 10 times harder because people want to sabotage her because she's pretty. So, sorry to burst your bubble, but she actually has to work harder than everyone else. The pretty girl must fail. Why? Why does a pretty girl have to fail? Because you have beauty, and because you're beautiful, you have it all. You don't deserve to have anything more. And that's why I always tell beautiful women, and I always tell pretty women, you have to have a very aggressive work ethic. You have to have a hustle that's unbreakable, unbeatable. You have to hustle till no end, because they're not going to make it easy on you. I always tell pretty women, the world's not going to make it easy on you. They're going to make it very hard on you. And even when you do hit certain goals, they will always say, oh, well, you could have done that better. Or you could have hit that mark. Or you could have done more with that. They're always moving the goalposts for you to always make it seem like success will not be attainable. When you're a beautiful woman in the workplace, a pretty woman in the workplace, yeah, you have to lose the opportunity to get promoted. Because don't think that your colleagues don't recognize that you're a hard worker and you work harder than everyone else. And they don't like the fact that they have to give you credit for working well because they already know that you're beautiful. So they're aggravated that they now have to also admit that you also are not just beautiful, you're also very intelligent and you work very well. So what they're going to do is they're going to sabotage you out of promotions. Promotions that they know you rightly deserve. They're going to destroy those opportunities for you. Because they feel like because you're beautiful, you don't deserve anything else. So I always tell pretty women, beautiful women, your work ethic, you have to turn into a monster when it comes to your hustle. People have to know that they can't take you down. It's impossible because they can't outwork you. They can't keep up with your speed. They can't keep up with how much hard work you do. They cannot keep up with your elevation. They have to know that you're a difficult target to take down because of how hard you work. So if you're a beautiful woman and a pretty woman and you're lazy, then you're hustling backwards. Yeah, there's things like, oh, you're pretty. You can rely on men. You can use your pretty privilege and get money from men. But how long is that going to last before your spirit is drained? It's not easy to sell your body for funds. That's very difficult. It drains your spirit. It drains your soul. So how long do you think you're going to be able to keep that up before your mental health starts to deteriorate? I don't promote that, and I never advise that, because people are not going to tell you the dark side of that. They're not going to tell you how drained your soul will be when you use your body as merchandise. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because, hey, get it how you got to get it. I'm not judging anybody. Listen, I'm not perfect. So I have no judgment in me for people and how they choose to get it. But I'm just saying that sometimes a lot of beautiful women go down that path instead because they can't survive in corporate America. Pretty women and beautiful women cannot survive in 9-to-5 jobs. Beautiful women will be on the job market every 3 months. You're going to be back on Indeed and Monster.com because you'll never be able to stay in a workplace long term. They want the beautiful woman to fail, so they keep firing you so you can be unemployed for long periods of time and not have money to beautify yourself. You will notice that the beautiful girl in a company with a wonderful work ethic, guess what? When they can't find anything wrong with the way she works, they're going to start picking her apart. They're going to start withholding information, having her go and create documents while not telling her a piece of information. So when she turns in the document to the COO or the vice president, it can be missing something. And that's where they have the opportunity to pick her apart. So beautiful women and pretty women won't survive very long in corporate America. I'm telling you now. You're going to have a lot of strategy to survive in corporate America as a pretty woman, because they want you to fail and they want to fire you. And they will purposefully fire you when they know that you need the job the most. Oh, yeah. The world desires for pretty women and beautiful women to fail. They want you to lose your business. They want your business to crash and burn. They want you to drop out of school unsuccessfully. They want you to fail the entry exam. They want you to fail the bar exam. They want you to fail your NCLEX nursing exam. They just want you to fail. The only way they will feel comfortable is if you fail. And yes, the main reason why they want you to fail is because of your beauty. They're never going to admit that. But subconsciously, they feel like you don't deserve anything. I remember I was working for a client. I was doing project management for a client. I was working so hard. I put so much time, so much effort, so much of myself. I put so much into working with this man. And behind the scenes, things were just being weird. You know, he started getting angry at me. You know, the vibe just started to get off. And then I noticed that his wife was behind the scenes convincing him to not work with me. And it's not that I wasn't working well or I wasn't doing well. She just didn't want me to progress off of him because I'm attractive. So she felt like I wasn't deserving to win. So she messed that up for me. So when you're a beautiful woman, people are going to try to manipulate opportunities for you so that it doesn't work out in your favor. That's why a lot of times in the past, people will be like, oh, let's work. And I'm like, no, I work alone. And they're like, huh? I'm like, no, I work alone. And then you can see that that offends people, but they don't know that I know as an attractive woman, I have to watch my back, my front, my left, my right, my up, and my down. I wasn't born yesterday. I have failed more times in life than I've won. And it's usually been at the hands of a person that feels like I don't deserve something. It has never been a result of my lack of efforts. It's usually someone whose sticky fingers gets involved in the situation and they manipulate it for me. So because I've experienced that when I work, I'm very cautious because no one cares about how hard the pretty girl works. No one cares about the fact that you put your blood, sweat, and tears. Your work will always be discredited. That reminds me of that show. What was it? Selling the City with Leonora? Selling the City. You know, she's a very attractive woman, but she made it in her industry. And, you know, people never wanted to just tell her, you got here because you worked really hard. They kept saying, oh, you slept with this person. It's like they don't want to tell her you work hard and you took over. They don't want to give her that. They don't want to give her that title. So as a pretty woman, as a beautiful woman, trust no one. Trust no one. Especially with your work, especially when you're building your business, trust no one. Because everybody wants to see the beautiful girl fail. People want to see the pretty girl fail. Your family wants to see you fail. Your parents want to see you fail. They want to see things not work for you. So they can celebrate and people's egos can be better when you fail. People will set traps for you. As a beautiful woman, people will create a trap and set it for you and watch you fall in it. And everybody's going to pop champagne and have some shrimp cocktail and enjoy the fact that they got to see the pretty girl lose. That's like what they did to Aaliyah. Allegedly, majority of the people that teamed up to take her out, yeah, they were front row at her funeral service. Yes, they were. It's an enjoyment to see, look at what we did. We did it. Same thing with Selena. Yolanda was probably walked into that jail cell smiling from ear to ear. I got her out. I got rid of her. Mission complete. Oh, yeah. When you're a beautiful woman and a pretty woman, things get real dark in life. Life can start to look real dark for you. So you just have to be careful to protect yourself because you know that people want to see you fail. I remember I was working, I was doing a project management for this very popular person, very beautiful girl, popular girl. And I noticed something when I started working with her. A lot of people who were working with her were annoyed when I started working with her. Why? Because I believed in her vision. And I was willing to push her vision forward. I was willing to put my blood, sweat, and tears into her business to help her progress. Because I know what it feels like when you're a beautiful woman, when you're a pretty woman, and people want to see you fail so badly. And nothing that you say gets taken seriously. Because people think you're a joke and you're not smart and you have no vision and you have no creativity. So when you bring a vision to the table, people don't care to hear it because they're too busy sexualizing you all the time. So people were angry when I started working for her because I was like, let's do this. Like, this thing is we're going to make sure that this brand becomes the biggest brand to exist. Let's do this. And I could see the people that she called her so-called friends, I could see the animosity in their faces when I started working with her because they realized, wow, she's really going to help push this girl's business forward. Unlike us that are secretly sabotaging her and encouraging her to make bad business moves, this girl is actually smart and will actually make her win. They hated it. But I already knew the play. I already knew what was going on behind the scenes. I already knew that the people that were working for her secretly wanted her to fail and got a satisfaction from her failing. But unfortunately, our business relationship didn't last very long because she was not ready. She wasn't ready to win. We'll talk about that in the Self-Mastery and Manifestation Masterclass. Some people, they're not ready to win. You say you're ready to win. You write you're ready to win. You think you're ready to win. But your moves don't show that you're ready to win. Because if you're ready to win, you will cut off every weed from your garden. You will cut off every person that you are unsure of. You will cut off every person and everything that is trying to get in the way. You will get rid of that thing. So if you're still flirting with things that are getting in your path and you're not ready to win for real, and a lot of women are not ready. A lot of pretty women are not ready. Because if they were, they would be no nonsense. Okay? Class, don't forget to be there. We have self-mastery and manifestation. Yes. In order to stop living the life that does not belong to you, you have to put in the work to live the life that does belong to you. In this class, we're going to talk about mastering yourself, of course, mastering your characteristics, changing your mind, and doing what you need to do to manifest your 4D into your 3D. If you don't know the difference between 4D and 3D, Google it. But we're also going to talk about how to get your manifestations right here, right now to this dimension so you can move your life forward. Also, divestor pathway. Come on. Which one of you guys are ready to leave the past behind, leave your old group of friends behind, leave your toxic family behind, and do what's necessary to create the life that you desire? Divesting can be scary for people because you're basically starting everything by yourself and you're leaving everybody behind. So you're going to go through life by yourself, at least for the start of it. But it's okay. This class is going to give you the tools and really the resources on how to navigate starting an entire brand new life away from your toxic family and environment. Don't forget to sign up.